Have you ever stopped to think, why does Jesus carry to such mysterious titles, Son of Man and Son of God? And what if I told you that the true meaning of these names is not what you've learned until now? And that, in fact, understanding this could completely change the way you see who he truly is. The truth is that millions of Christians go their entire lives without ever discovering this, and worse, they end up living a shallow faith, without understanding the greatness, the authority, and the danger of ignoring what Jesus revealed about himself. And that's why today, I'm going to show you something very few people know. You will finally understand what these two titles reveal about the nature of Christ. And I guarantee you, after this video, your faith will never be the same. If this is already making sense to you, show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel, because together we are pursuing the truth that transforms lives. Maybe you've never taken the time to deeply reflect on this, but are the titles Son of Man and Son of God really just poetic, symbolic, or religious expressions? Are they just a nice way of referring to Jesus? A lot of people believe that. Others think it's something automatic, like Son of Man refers to the humanity of Christ, while Son of God speaks exclusively of his divinity. But is that really how it is? What if I told you that this is one of the greatest theological distortions when it comes to the identity of Jesus? In reality, these titles carry such an intense and powerful spiritual depth, and yet they are so often ignored that most Christians live without having any idea what these words truly mean. And maybe that's exactly what has been stopping you from fully grasping the greatness of Christ. Because when you understand the real weight of these titles, you don't just understand who Jesus is, you also begin to understand who you are in him. And believe me, understanding this changes everything. It's interesting to realize that this confusion isn't new. Even back in the days of the disciples, many people looked at Jesus and simply could not comprehend who was standing before them. Because listen, it's not just about saying that he was both God and man at the same time. It's much deeper than that. The question that still echoes today is, how can the one who walks among men also be the one who reigns over the heavens? And this is exactly where the first major reality check hits. In the Old Testament, the term Son of Man appears many times, always with the idea of expressing fragility, limitation, mortality. It's almost like a poetic way of saying, you are just a human being. This is very evident in the book of Psalms, and also in the words directed to the prophet Ezekiel. But pay very close attention to this. When Jesus calls himself the Son of Man, he is not simply saying that he is human like anyone else. In fact, it's exactly the opposite, because he makes a point of using the Son of Man with the definite article, and that choice is no accident. This takes us straight to one of the most powerful and mysterious passages in the entire Bible, recorded in the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verses 13 and 14. There, the prophet has a vision that completely changes our understanding of this title. He says, I was watching in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. Then to him was given dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom the one, which shall not be destroyed. Do you see it? This Son of Man is not just a mere human. He is a heavenly figure who receives authority, glory, and eternal dominion. Someone who rules over everything and everyone. Had you ever heard this before? Because honestly, they didn't teach you this in Sunday school, did they? And this is where things start to click. When Jesus calls himself the Son of Man, he's not saying, I'm just one of you. He's actually declaring, I'm the one who comes with the clouds, with glory, with power, the one who was given eternal dominion over all nations, languages, and peoples. And yes, this changes absolutely everything. In fact, This declaration was exactly what ignited the rage of the religious leaders of that time. Do you remember the moment when Jesus was on trial? Well, in that courtroom, standing before the high priest, Jesus makes a point of directly quoting this prophecy from Daniel. It is recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 64, when he declares, "I say to you, hereafter you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the power, and coming on the clouds of heaven." My friend, this wasn't just a sentence. This was a spiritual and theological earthquake. Because in that exact moment, everyone understood that Jesus was saying, "I am the one who rules. I am the one who receives power directly from the Ancient of Days. I am the one who will come on the clouds to judge the world." And what was their reaction? They tore their robes and shouted, "He is blasphemed. He is worthy of death." Because to them, Jesus was putting himself in the place of God. And indeed, he was. Do you feel the weight of this? Because if this is already impacting you, comment down below right now. I believe in the authority of Jesus, just so I know you are truly connected to this revelation. And it doesn't stop there, because Jesus doesn't just claim this title in cosmic and eternal matters, but also in the practical things of life. When he says in Mark, chapter 2, verse 28, that the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath, he's not just talking about changing religious rules. He's actually declaring that he has absolute authority over the very law itself. And more than that, in the same context, he heals, he forgives sins, he breaks paradigms. And when the Pharisees question him, saying, "Who is this who even forgives sins?" he answers clearly and directly, "So that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." This is massive, because in Jewish understanding, only God has that power. And look how interesting this is. Most people think that when Jesus calls himself the Son of Man, he's trying to sound humble, modest, or more relatable. But the reality is completely the opposite. This title is not a declaration of humanity. It's a declaration of sovereignty. It's an affirmation that he is the one who rules heaven and earth, the one who has dominion, the one who judges all nations, the one who has authority to do what only God can do. And this is exactly where we step into an even deeper layer of this mystery. The weight of the title Son of God. Because, look, when Jesus presents himself as the Son of God, especially in the Gospel of John, the Jewish leaders have absolutely no doubt about what he's claiming. They immediately understand that Jesus is declaring himself equal to God in essence, nature, and authority. And this is not interpretation. This is biblical fact. John chapter 5 verse 18 makes this crystal clear. For this reason, the Jews tried all the more to kill him. And not only was he breaking the Sabbath, but he was even calling God his own Father, making himself equal with God. And if you think this could just be a misunderstanding, take a look at what happens in John chapter -1, verses 57 and 58, when the Jews ask him, "You are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham?" And Jesus replies, "Truly, truly I say to you, before Abraham was, I am." And if you didn't realize it, that expression, "I am," is not just any phrase. It is exactly the name God used to reveal himself to Moses back in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14, when he said, "I am who I am." This is so serious, so shocking, that they immediately tried to stone Jesus. And do you know why? Because in their understanding, he was clearly saying, "I am YHWH. I am the one who is. I am God." And under Jewish law, that would be blasphemy, if it weren't true. And just to make everything absolutely clear, look at what happens in John chapter 10, verse 33. They say, "We are not stoning you for any good work, but for blasphemy, because you, a mere man, claim to be God." My friend, this leaves no room for interpretation. This is not a metaphor. This is not figurative language. They fully understood that Jesus was declaring himself to be God in essence, and that's why they decided to kill him. And here comes a point that very few people notice. The title Son of God does not only communicate divinity, it also communicates something that many don't want to hear: submission, obedience, perfect alignment with the Father, because being the Son of God, in this context, means being the one who perfectly reflects the essence of God, the one who possesses the same nature, but also the one who is completely submitted to the will of the Father. And this makes total sense when we look at the life of Jesus. He says clearly in John chapter 5, verse 19, "The Son can do nothing by himself. He can only do what he sees his Father doing." This doesn't diminish Jesus. It shows the perfect unity, the complete obedience, and at the same time, the absolute power that he holds. Now that you've made it this far, answer me honestly. Can you really keep seeing Jesus the same way after all of this? Because understanding who he really is isn't just information, it's transformation. If this word spoke to you, if something was ignited inside of you, then don't ignore that voice. Subscribe to this channel, leave your like, because this isn't just a video, this is a move of God in your life. And if you stayed until the end, write in the comments right now, "I love the Bible," just so I know who truly values the Word of God and is hungry for the truth. And let me tell you, the video that is now on your screen will answer one of the deepest questions in the Christian faith. What is heaven really like? And I guarantee you, what you're going to hear there, very few people have the courage to tell you. So click it, and I'll see you there.